Welcome. This is WBAI. This is Dr. Vikki, and we're continuing on. This is part 3 with Carol Tannenbaum and her events with 9/11, her experience. So, Carol, you're now. What made you keep moving to get away from the building? Did you look back at the building? Were people telling you to keep moving? Why did you keep moving away, away, away?
I really didn't have very much information about exactly what was going on, but when I did get down to the street level, I found out that it was a plane that hit my building. I don't remember who told me that, but my feeling was that if the building were compromised by the planes hitting them, my thought that they would fall over sideways. I never thought about them imploding, which is what ultimately happened. So I thought that I wanted to be as far away from there as I could in order not to get caught under all the debris of the building or to breathe in whatever might be going on there, all the toxic junk.
Did the man that you helped, was having the chest pain, that you helped get out once you down when you were down? Did you ever get his name?
No, I didn't. And if he remembers all of this, I would be delighted if he got in touch with me.
Okay, so basically he was handed off to you. Do you look like you're a guardian angel, or why did these young men drop this guy on you? Do you know?
Well, I really can't speak to what their motivation was, but it certainly seemed self-centered of them and cowardly. That was my perception of them. I can't imagine what they were thinking, but I think certainly it was cowardly. And as I was going down the stairs, right at the beginning, there were. It was interesting that it was men that were doing this. I don't want to sound chauvinistic, but there were a number of men pushing people out of the way so they could get down. Fortunately, I did not see a lot of that, basically because I didn't see a lot of people. But, there were a couple of men who took hold of the woman who was in the panic state and helped her. And they are heroes. There were probably so many unsung heroes, and not to diminish what the firefighters and the police did. We've heard stories here and there about just regular people helping other people out of elevators that were stuck, etc.
Now, were there any firemen on the stairway when you were there?
There were no authority figures in the stairway. Nobody running up to help.
Okay, and did you notice, so some of the behavior was bigger guys pushing their way past you, that was going on?
Yes.
Anything else that about behavior of the people in the stairway, things you saw or heard, things you felt?
No, I really was just surprised at how isolated it felt, that there were not more people. And I should mention that 175 of my coworkers did not make it out of the building. I heard a few reports later on because some of them were able to make phone calls about what they were thinking at the time. And unfortunately, the woman that I was working for at that time had been in a meeting, and this was a very authoritative woman, and her call to her husband, she stated, nobody told us to leave, and she obviously did not make it out. So I just have a very hard time understanding why people did not leave.
So there was nobody organizing the floor you were on to tell people to get the hell out?
No, you may know that every office building in New York has a fire warden. There are frequent fire drills, and nobody was around to give anybody any direction.
Do you think that, it was the Port Authority? Did they say, this is the Port Authority, go back to work? What did they say exactly? on the overhead that you heard?
Only the Port Authority would have had access to the loudspeaker system. And I remember them saying that everything is under control, go back to your offices.
And
They have said more, but that's what I remember.
Did they say it again, or was just that one time?
One announcement.
One announcement, okay. So that certainly could have confused a lot of people. How long did it take you to get from, get down the stairs? How many minutes? It's a lot of stairs.
Well, the best I could calculate was about a half an hour, which amazes me. From the time that I first knew something was wrong until I was out and my building started coming down, it was a little over a half an hour, the best I can calculate, which amazes me. I just, in retrospect, you wouldn't think you can go down 92 flights of stairs with asthma and pain, whatever, in a half an hour, but that's about what it took.
So you were the train, your vision and the stairway was that you had to.
Yes.
So that's what you kept saying. Now, was there any talk between you and your guardian angel?
No, he would ask me if I was okay, and that was about it, no conversation.
And so it's very strange to hear that the stairway was empty. Do you know what stairway it was, by the way? Did it have a name?
I really don't know what side of the building it was, except that I was pretty much on the south side of the building. But I couldn't tell you exactly what corner of the building it was in.
When you got down to the plaza, somebody helped you, moved you on. Is that correct?
Yes. Again, I was surprised how deserted the plaza was. I would have expected to see lots of people there evacuating the building, because even at that time of the morning, there would have been a lot of people working there. Well, as we know, there were thousands. So I was surprised that there were so few people there. I don't know who was directing people out of the building. I don't know who those people were.
Did they have uniforms on?
No, I don't think they did. So they could have just been civilians or Port Authority personnel. I don't know who they were.
Okay. So, how many people on your floor did survive? There was 175 that didn't make it out, you said.
I think that there were probably 50 or 60 people on my floor. No, probably not that many. Maybe 30 or 40 people on my floor who were at work already, who got out. And they went down, I think for the most part, they went down another stairwell.
Well, okay, you're listening to Carol Tannenbaum, and we're doing a special here on WBAI on 9/11. We're going to take a break, call in. You can get the DVD of Carol speaking, telling her story, and this is an in-depth analysis. We're just going through things as they happen right now, a timeline. There'll be more. We'll be right back.